Blackjack. You walk into a casino, scan your phone at an arcade, or place a bet on Sunday's game. You think it's entertainment. But behind the chips, the pixels and the odds, there's a second game running. One where dirty money gets clean, criminal networks stay funded, and the house isn't the only one with an edge. Blackjack is a casino card game where you're trying to beat the dealer's hand without going over 21. The house edge hovers around 0.5 to 2% if you play smart, which means your money drains slowly. That slow bleed is exactly what makes it useful for laundering. A criminal walks in with $100,000 in dirty cash, buys chips, plays a few cautious hands, intentionally loses some bets, then cashes out the remaining chips. The casino issues a check for winnings. The bank sees gambling activity. The money is now clean. The key is the play record. Casinos track your bets, and that paper trail makes the funds look legitimate. You're not actually gambling to win. You're paying a small tax, the house edge plus your intentional losses, to convert illegal money into something you can deposit. The advantage is control. You lose less than 5% if you're careful. Poker. Poker is a card game where players bet on the strength of their hands using shared and private cards. Games like Texas Hold'em involve skill, bluffing, and strategy. But the multiplayer structure creates an opening. Two accomplices can sit at the same table and one intentionally loses to the other. Chips move from one player to another at showdown, and dirty money becomes clean winnings. The casino or poker room sees normal gameplay. What they don't see is the coordination. This gets worse in underground games. In 2025, New York crime families were indicted for rigging poker rings. They used wired tables and marked cards, so mob-backed operators could control who won. Auto-shuffle machines fed information through earpieces. Designated players walked away with millions from unsuspecting victims. These illegal poker operations doubled as money laundering pipelines. Stolen funds were wagered, won by a frontman, and cashed out as legitimate winnings. The advantage for criminals is the face-to-face, cash-based nature of poker. Colluding players can shift chips easily without raising flags. The drawback is that poker requires cooperation. You can't launder alone. Large or frequent cash buy-ins draw scrutiny at legal casinos, which now use betting tracking systems. Roulette. Roulette is a casino game with a spinning wheel, numbered 1 to 36 in red or black, plus green zeros. Players bet on where a ball will land. You can bet on a single number, a colour, odd or even. The house edge sits around 5% on an American wheel because of those green slots. Criminals exploit this by spreading bets across multiple outcomes. You can bet on red and black simultaneously using different chips. Your net loss is tiny, just the house edge on the combined bets. Then you cash out. The casino's records show normal gambling activity. What they don't see is that you never really risked anything. Anti-money laundering experts flag roulette specifically because you can play both sides. In 2022, regulators fined casinos when customers repeatedly made counterbalancing bets as a layering tactic. Layering means adding steps to obscure the origin of funds. You walk in with cash, convert it to chips, wager in a way that minimizes loss, then cash out as clean funds. The downside is roulette's higher volatility means illicit funds could shrink more than in other games. Lottery. State lotteries and numbers games are random draw gambles. Players buy tickets hoping to match winning numbers for a jackpot. The illegal numbers racket, often run by street gangs or mobsters, works similarly, usually on daily 3-digit draws. Lotteries are legal when state-sanctioned, but underground versions remain illegal. Criminals abuse lotteries because winnings appear as clean windfalls. They purchase winning tickets from actual winners to substitute illegal cash. A Baltimore drug dealer was indicted for buying winning state lottery tickets to hide drug income. Boston mobster Whitey Bulger paid $2 million cash to claim part of a $14.3 million jackpot, aiming to legitimize his illicit proceeds. Other schemes involve running fake lottery scams or illegal lottery pools. By inserting dirty money into ticket purchases, launderers convert cash into taxable lottery wages. Lotteries are attractive because wins are highly liquid, one-off events. Winners receive lump sums or annuities. The drawbacks? Legitimate lotteries require traceable winners and strict auditing, and purchasing very large volumes of tickets risks detection. Organised crime has long used lotteries. In the 1930s through 1950s, mob-run numbers games in cities like New York created black market lotteries, where gang bosses placed small daily bets and paid out big. Craps. Craps is a casino dice game where players bet on the outcome of two rolled dice. You can bet on totals, the pass line, or the don't pass line. It's fast-paced, loud, and highly social, which makes individual bets harder to track. The house edge on the main pass line bet is only about 1.4%, which makes craps one of the cheapest games in the casino to play. That low edge creates a loophole criminals have tried to exploit. A money launderer can place chips on both the pass and the don't pass at the same time. No matter how the dice roll, one bet wins and the other loses. In effect, the player is converting cash into casino chips and then back into winnings, while only losing a small fee to the house. Because craps has many betting options and low margins, launderers can control exactly how much they risk on each roll. FinCEN has flagged craps as a high-risk game for this reason. In one case, a Florida lawyer moved about $250,000 through craps, while losing only around $1,000, then withdrew the rest as clean-looking casino winnings. Horse racing betting. Horse race betting involves wagering on the outcome of horse races. Bets can be placed at racetracks, through pari-mutuel pools, or through bookmakers who set their own odds. Races attract both casual bettors and large-volume gamblers. Money launderers use underground horse race bookies because these operations accept cash bets illegally, avoiding taxes and reporting requirements. A criminal can place $100,000 in illicit cash on a long shot. Even if the bet loses, the paper trail shows a large wager and possible payout. The US Justice Department classifies horse betting with bookmakers as a major illegal gambling category. Organised crime historically ran these rings through secret bookie shops or phone operations. Unlike state-regulated wagering, bookie bets are opaque and often offshore. The main advantage is anonymity. A bookie won't file large cash transaction reports like a bank. The disadvantage is volatility. If a dirty money bet wins big, the launderer ends up with criminal cashback. One New Jersey case charged a mob family for running a nationwide sportsbook ring that included horse bets. Such rings mixed millions in illegal wagers to clean money through offshore entities. Sports betting. Sports betting is wagering on athletic events like football, basketball, and baseball. Bets can be on game outcomes, point spreads, or parlays. Legal sports betting varies by jurisdiction, but large illegal markets persist through unregulated bookmakers. Underground sports books are a common money laundering vehicle. Criminal groups operate betting networks where bettors place cash wagers and winnings are paid out from co-mingled money that includes illicit funds. A 2025 New Jersey case involved members of the Lucchese crime family running an offshore sportsbook that handled about $2 million in bets, with college athletes acting as agents. Authorities said the scheme funneled dirty cash as sports gambling profits. Illegal sports betting offers the illusion of legitimate business. Criminals can claim losses or winnings as income from sports gambling. These rings often use cryptocurrencies or offshore sites to hide transactions. Advantages include high liquidity, sports are frequent events, and the ability to integrate multiple bets. Sharp losses would flag money flows, so launderers often obscure bets or settle debts outside the book. The FBI routinely investigates match fixing and betting rings. In 2023, 31 people, including NBA players, were indicted for an underground betting ring that conspired to fix games. Slot machines. Slot machines are single-player electronic games with spinning reels or digital displays. You insert coins or cash, spin for matching symbols, and hope for a payout. The house edge runs high, often 5 to 15%, and they require no skill. That simplicity is exactly what makes them useful for laundering. A criminal can feed thousands of dollars in bills into one or multiple machines over time with minimal oversight. If you insert $10,000 and win $9,900, the paperwork shows a substantial win. You walk away with a casino cash slip that documents your winnings. The advantage is that slots handle large cash inputs without requiring interaction with a dealer or other players. There's no collusion needed, no strategy to fake. Anti-money laundering specialists note that slot jackpots provide a highly visible and easily verifiable payoff. The problem for criminals is variance. Slots are designed to lose money over time, and relying on luck to break even is risky. But many syndicates see slots as an anonymous cash-in, cash-out system. One case involved an embezzler who hit an $80,000 slot jackpot on stolen funds. Investigators questioned why her big win coincided with her employer catching the theft. Regulators now track suspicious slot plays, especially frequent inputs over $20,000. But historically, during the 2000s, launderers exploited slot payouts as part of chip walking schemes before casinos tightened monitoring. Pachinko. Pachinko is a Japanese arcade gambling game resembling vertical pinball. Players shoot steel balls through a maze of pins. Winning certain pockets triggers a payout of more balls. Instead of cash, players exchange balls for prizes or special tokens, which can then be sold for money at nearby shops. This indirect payout system exploits a legal loophole because cash prizes are illegal in Japan. Pachinko's unique cash loophole made it attractive to organized crime. Historically, Yakuza syndicates owned many pachinko parlors, using them to launder money and rake off revenues. A gang could inject large illegal cash to buy balls, win lots of balls, and then cash those out via the token trick, effectively converting dirty money into clean. Because tokens are exchanged off-site, the transactions are murky. The semi-legal status allowed high-volume cash flows with minimal scrutiny. By the 1990s, pachinko generated more gambling turnover than Las Vegas. Legal analyses note pachinko's loophole was rooted in organized crime, with outlets founded as a source of money laundering and racketeering. By the 2000s, heavy policing and anti-Yakuza laws curtailed criminal control. Today, pachinko is much tighter regulated. Fortnite. Fortnite is a popular online game in the Battle Royale genre. Players can buy a virtual currency called V-Bucks to purchase in-game items like skins and gear. Like many free-to-play games, it uses microtransactions and has a vibrant secondary market for accounts and items. Criminals exploit game economies as pseudo-bank systems. In Fortnite's case, hackers steal credit cards, use them to buy thousands of V-Bucks on new accounts, then sell those accounts or V-Bucks to others for cash. This launders money. Dirty funds buy game currency, which is then turned into real cash through account sales or resale markets. Similarly, launderers buy rare game items using illicit money, then resell them at a discount to honest players, effectively converting dirty money to clean proceeds. Video games allow tiny transactions at scale, making them hard to trace. The appeal is anonymity and global reach. You can launder funds across borders easily. Fortnite's V-Bucks were notably used in 2019 to launder stolen money. In Counter-Strike Global Offensive, criminals were caught using loot box keys to clean earnings, prompting developers to disable trading. Twitch had a $10 million money laundering scandal via bits donations in 2021.